Yeah, wait up. Patrick called me fine. Never gonna forget that.
I said fine. I didn't say fine.
No, you called me fine. I heard it. And because of that, we're gonna celebrate with Burgundy. We're gonna open something really expensive. Cause damn it, Patrick. And Tristan too. You guys are worth it.
Gosh darn it.
Good enough, you're smart enough. All right, story time. Bear with me. This is a semi-complicated story that I'm going to try to tell incisively and quickly. Are we ready? Okay. So, Dr. Georges Meunier. Ever heard of that guy? Of course, if you're into Burgundy, you've heard the name Meunier. And if you're really into Burgundy, you have heard of Dr. Georges Meunier because he is the main guy, the guy that basically started what we know of nowadays as the Meunier-Gibourg estate, which is arguably the most lauded estate in Burgundy. It is hot, hot, hot. The wines are amazing. They're brilliant. They're unobtainable. They're miraculous. They're spectacular. They're expensive. They're all that. Now, who did Georges Meunier hire in the 1960s to run his vineyards? Who did Georges Meunier hire back in the day to make sure that those vineyards created the most compelling wine in Burgundy? Meep moop, meep moop, meep moop. The Vigot family. Georges Meunier hired Fabrice Vigot's dad in the 1960s to care for all of his vineyards. Now, what happens when you care for somebody's vineyards? They can pay you, or they can pay you in grapes, they can pay you in wine. In this case, we had a classic sharecropping scenario come up where the Vigot family was paid with grapes and or wine from these miraculous vineyards. So for years, there was wine produced under the Vigot label using the Meunier fruit. Now, the Vigot family started their own domain in 1990 because Fabrice Vigot and his wife Christine each had small little micro parcels of vineyards that they already owned, little chunks of land. And they were also using the fruit from the Meuniers as well. So the Vigot range was this ultra compelling insider range of wines that nobody really knew about, where the grapes were Meunier grapes or Vigot grapes, but the Vigots handled the farming from the Meuniers, so it was all kind of like blam, blam, blam. And the Vigots learned how to make wine from the Meuniers, right? Huh? You're following me here so far, right? Are we on it? Meunier, Vigot, rah. Now, in 2016, and by the way, this carried on until 2016. In 2016, the Meunier family made a very difficult decision. I think it was the Meunier family made the decision because the Vigots wouldn't say no to this, to stop the métayage. Or the contract was canceled, it ended, and basically the métayage ended. The Meuniers, I think, were making more wine because they're balls hot popular, and so the Vigot family were kind of left on their own. That being said, the Vigot family, their domain is tiny. They have 6 hectares amongst like 7 holdings or something like this. It's ridiculously small, but the quality at the Vigot estate is amazing, and prices have not caught up. So, usually our biggest problem each year, and Tristan knows this too, is getting enough of this product to even talk about. Usually it's like, hey, you can have 2 cases. Hey, you can have 2 cases. Well, this year, for some reason, I don't know what it could be, there's wine. So we actually get to tell the story of Fabrice Vigot and 2 of his outstanding vineyards. 2, you say? Oh yes, there'll be another vineyard later we'll talk about. We'll get to that shortly. But today, we're focusing on the first of their 2 very insider vineyards. This one being Gevrey Chambertin aux Etelois. Aux Etelois. This is a teeny tiny parcel. You'll see the map on our offer. Teeny tiny parcel with a prime location. Some of these village level vineyards are in spots you just scratch your friggin' head. You're like, how did you not, but wait, that, oh, but then that, okay. You have vineyards that are clearly of Premier Cru or Grand Cru quality with village stamps on them, and these guys have access to a few of those. So this Etelois is a fabulous, fabulous parcel next door to Chapelle Chambertin, and next door to Petit Chapelle. So you got like Chapelle, and you got Petit Chapelle, and then you got like Aux Etelois kind of scrunched into the corner between these 2. It's a very small parcel. The family has about 0.6 hectare, maybe an acre, acre and a half here, right? From vines planted in the 1960s by Fabrice Vigot's dad, who did all the vineyard work for George Meunier. So you have 60-plus-year-old vines, one of the best village parcels in Gevrey Chambertin, fabulous winemaking, organic, biodynamic, whatever you want to call it. All the boxes are checked here, people. If you are a Burgundy nut, this is your too cool wine. This is the wine that you get to impress your friends and neighbors with if they don't already know about it, right? Because they're going to be chasing those other wines that are like 600, 700 bucks a bottle now. Say, look what I found. And you're like, bro, I just picked this up for 85 bucks. Let's cross swords. Let's cross swords. Let's do this. And we'll see how you do. We'll see how you fare. This is great, great gear that they only make a few barrels of. Gevrey is always about a little more power over Vosne. You taste the minerals more, but not to the extent of like Nuits Saint-Georges, which can be very minerally and irony. These wines have more huevos than a lot of the wines in Maurice Saint-Denis. Not quite as silky as Vosne, but just as energetic fruit-wise. The Gevrey Chambertin, to me, top Gevrey Chambertin, is packed with fruit. And then it has a very straightforward minerality in it. That isn't irony, it's more like just straight rocky, yummy, classic Burgundian minerality. That term gets overused, but in this case, that's what I'm going to have to rely upon as a descriptor. And just nuance. And there's a wonderful floral character in their Etelois. There's floral nuances. Chapelle is a Grand Cru that doesn't make the biggest Grand Cru, but it also makes one of the most refined. So like Chapelle Chambertin makes just elegant yet powerful Grand Cru wines, and these vines literally touch like right up against Chapelle. It's not even throwing a rock. It's kicking a dirt clod across like a 2-meter road that the tractors go on. And Vigot's wines, they have the silkiness. If there's people can ask me, hey, does it taste like Meunier Gibourg? Well, yes and no. Meunier Gibourg is really silky, huh? I mean, other wines, even their non-Vosne wines, taste like they're made in Vosne-Romanée. Now, Vigot's winery is based in Vosne-Romanée, but his Gevrey tastes decidedly Gevrey. This is a more discreet wine than some of the Vosne-Romanée wines. And it's just so informed and so flavorful and so layered, just packed. You feel the old vines. You feel the conscientious farming. You feel the sun of the 2022 vintage. And last but certainly not least, you feel the terroir, which is exactly what we want in these wines. So this is it, gang. Your insider, super duper rock star tip for the day. Vigot's Gevrey Chambertin aux Etelois. Great terroir, old vines, great roots, great family, great farming, and a very, very reasonable price for the insane quality here. Cheers.